I'm Jane.
And we're SpielMill.
And this is our Christmas Top 15.
So normally we do themes of the month and we pick 3 themes and pick some games for it. But for us, December is all about Christmas.
So we decided to do Christmas instead.
Yeah, we love Christmas. So we did a top 15 games because that's about how many we have that we really like and try to play through the series, through the season. And we're gonna tag team it and go through them.
Yep.
We have some honorable mentions. You want to talk about those?
Yeah. So first on the honorable mentions, I want to mention. Well, first I want to mention there's games that we haven't played yet. For example, we have the Final Girl Christmas, but we haven't played the Final Girl Christmas. We love Final Girl, so I'm sure it's phenomenal, but because we haven't played it yet, it didn't make the list. And the same thing goes for the next honorable mention, which is Haunted Kobayashi Tower, which is a really good solo game based on like Die Hard, which is Christmassy in and of itself. But, you know, we're not debating whether or not it's Christmassy. We're just saying it is. But there's a full-on Christmas North Pole version of Haunted, which we have not played yet.
Yep.
So that's why it's in the honorable mentions for now.
Yep, and we've got 2 other honorable mentions. One, we've sort of played but sort of not, and that is the Deadbolt Mysteries, which are these one-off mystery series. We've played a bunch of them. They're really fun, but they have a whole lot of Christmas ones, and we just ordered them all. So we'll be able to, at the end of the month or next year, tell you how they all work, but super easy to get. Just go to the Deadbolt Mystery site, and they've got a bunch of Christmas-themed ones.
Now, we have another game that is a Christmas theme. And
super Christmassy.
But it's custom. And that is a Ticket to Ride, a North Pole.
Yep. And so the files were on BGG. There's a bunch of fan expansions for Ticket to Ride. Yep. And one of them was Christmas. And so we actually printed that one off, got the whole game made. But that's really hard to get. So we're not going to include that on our list, although we love it.
And I did want to mention... we didn't put this on our list, but I just thought of it was, and we're going to play it, is Holiday Hijinks. Holiday Hijinks has a Christmas edition. This is an 18-card escape game, and they have a Christmas one.
But again, we haven't played it, although we've played some of them, and it's fun. So
it's a fun game.
Definitely worth mentioning. So, well, with that, we can get into the content of the games that we actually have played and the order in which we have them.
Yep. So, and this is based on what we could think of. There might be ones we overlooked, possibly. But, you know, that's part of the process sometimes of making these lists.
Yeah. Yeah. But these are, I mean, these are the good ones. These are the ones I don't want to say these are the best ones because I could have forgotten the best one. Yeah. But I think this is a pretty solid list with most of our Christmas games. So.
I will say this is a good time of year to pull out any of your winter-themed games. So you could do Winter Carcassonne, Rescue Polar Bears. You could do Expedition Northwest Passage. These are all good winter-themed games, but none of them are in our top 15.
And we have expansion, or not, we have promos. Like we've got a Feast for Odin Christmas promo. You know, a lot of games have Christmas promos too, but these are all full-on Christmas games.
Yep.
So do you want to start us off?
Well, our number 1 is a remake of a game that has many remakes, and that is Letters to Santa, and this is Love Letter, basically.
Yep.
So,
and yeah, it's
called Letters to Santa.
Yeah, but it's basically Love Letter. So, but it's cute. The theme is right on target, and if you like Love Letter, it's a great one to have.
Yep, it's got elves and stuff like that in it, so it's really fun.
Our number 14 is one that it is actually very seasonal, but unless you're Nordic or semi-obsessed with the Nordic countries for no apparent reason, might not be super thematic to you, and that is St. Lucia. And so St. Lucia is a holiday celebrated on December 13th in Sweden and Norway. I think Norway. I know it's Sweden for sure. Yeah. And this is actually a really fun card game where you're emulating the parade that happens, the I guess it's a parade of St. Lucia. It's a procession, right? And they go in a certain order. And so you're trying to reorder the cards, and it's a co-op, and it's really challenging.
Yeah.
So it's a really fun game. And we really enjoy it, and plan to play it on December 13th.
It's maybe hard to get. It was a Kickstarter, and we really enjoy it. So hopefully there's still copies available. But if not, I apologize, because that's just what it is.
Yep. All right. Number 14, St. Lucia.
Number 13 is a really well-known roll and write, but it has a winter spreadsheet and Winter Wonderland spreadsheet, and that is Welcome To. So the Winter Wonderlands, it's very sort of generic Christmas season feel. So it's not as high on our list just because it's more generic feeling, but it's thematically on point, and Welcome To is always fun.
Yeah, it's got a little extra challenge in the mechanisms. You've got to get your lights in a row, so they've got to be consecutive numbers.
And I believe you can play the Winter Wonderland on BGA.
Yes, you can, definitely.
Which is a nice plus.
It is. So our number 12 is a straight up Christmas game, and that is Christmas Lights, a card game. And so it's not super challenging, but we've really enjoyed it, especially, a few years ago when there weren't that many Christmas games out. There's a couple different modes you can play, but it's basically, it's a card game with lights that you have to get in a particular order. And it's actually got the mechanism like Hanabi, where I can see Jane's cards and she can see my cards, and but it's competitive, and we're trying to get certain strings of lights.
And the rules have several different ways to play. Some are better than others.
Yeah. I feel like we have sort of tweaked this to where we like playing it a certain way, which is mostly keeping with one set of rules, but we tend to make little tweaks just to make the game more fun for us.
Yep.
But it's still a good game, and a nice light card game. Actually, probably a good family weight game, too, to play with people who aren't big gamers around the holidays.
Our number 11 pick is a really fun roll and write game. And this one has a nice Christmassy theme, and that's Super Skill Pinball Holiday Special. And that has like an elf board and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation board, and it's pinball roll and write style, so it's really fun. The game, surprisingly, I think in general the Super Skill Pinball is a little bit longer than you expect it to be, which is fine, but just so you know, and but I really enjoy it. So
yeah, and if you love the old Christmas movies, Christmas Story, I think, is one of them. There's a fourth one I can't remember. But if you love those old Christmas movies, this has such a great nostalgia factor, and is really a fun and challenging game.
Yep.
Well, our number 10 is one that we've always considered a Christmas game, but didn't think it was until the last time we played it, and we realized it actually is a Christmas game. And that is Ticket to Ride Nordic Countries. It actually has like letters to Santa on the train, and it's very specifically themed around Christmas. So it's got that lovely winter feel to it. It's a 2 to 3 player board, so it's a little smaller than the bigger boards. It has some interesting mechanisms, like you can't use the wild train cards, locomotives, just as generic wilds on routes, unless it's a tunnel or a ferry, which is a whole thing. But it's really, if you love Ticket to Ride and you love Christmas, this is a no-brainer. This is a lot of fun. And it's so pretty. It's all purple and pink.
It is. It's very pretty. I really enjoy that one. I mean, it's Ticket to Ride, so what can you go wrong? Our number 9 is a small little game, really fun though, and it's called Weird Little Elf. And this is a social deduction game, right? And you have different roles, and people have to figure out who you are or something, or not.
And what you're doing. Like one of them, it could be like compliment everybody until they call you out on it and say like, oh.
I blanked on it for a sec, but
it's really fun to play at parties.
It plays in 5-10 minutes tops.
Yeah.
So
it could be a meta game. You could play it while you're doing other things too. But again, also very thematic. Weird Little Elf. It comes in a cute little box.
Really good warm up for a game night during this time of year. So I definitely recommend it. Check it out.
Our number 8 is a game that has a regular, like, year-round version with its theme, but then it has a special, separate, standalone Christmas version, and that's vinyl, holiday edition. And I love this. It plays kind of different than the regular vinyl. It's about a record store and you're getting holiday albums, but you're putting them in the shape of a Christmas tree, or laid out in the shape of a Christmas tree, but you're trying to build sets, and like the juxtaposition or the relationship of one type of thing to another type of thing matters. So there's like that pattern building. So it's really tricky, and I actually really love that part of it. That, to me, I think I like this better than the regular vinyl for that reason, actually.
I think the regular vinyl plays a little better. Just there's a couple of reasons why. When they made the theme change, they changed the mechanics slightly. Does that make sense?
It does. But I really like this. And of course, if you've never played vinyl, everything's very
it's based on a record
playoff.
store.
Yeah, but it's a playoff. So there's like, instead of Black Sabbath, it might be like White Sabbath, or it's not
Sabbath.
It's not Sabbath, but something like
White
that.
Sunday or something.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
Or Saturday or something. Depending. But anyway, there's different. It's just punny renames of all the bands,
and they do that in the Christmas version too. I really love this game. I can't wait to play it.
It's fun. It's very thematic, which is why it makes our list.
Yeah,
and pretty high. Number 8. So our number 7, this is a really popular game, really popular with a lot of people, the regular game, and this is the Christmas version, which we really enjoy. And that is Dice Throne, Santa versus Krampus. And this is really fun. It's very thematic. And one thing I really want to point out is how it plays is basically like Yahtzee battling between 2 players. So it's not our normal cup of tea. Because we're not normally battle player on player type game lovers,
right?
But in this case, we really like it.
Yeah, this is super fun, super thematic. Always love to get this out at Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, our number 6 is a little card game from 2021, and that is Holly Jolly. This is also sort of a set collection. You're trying to get sets based on certain criteria, like the most of something or the highest value of something. And the cards are also splayed out like a Christmas tree, so you can't necessarily grab them all right at the beginning. This is really fun and really thematic. It's super cute. The art is really reminiscent of sort of like kind of some of the Christmas art we grew up with. It's got enough of a challenge to it that really we find it really satisfying and super thematic.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. Yeah, that's a good one. Number 5 is a trick-taking game that we really enjoy. It's very Christmassy. It's Ugly Christmas Sweaters. This is really fun. This is trick-taking, but it's set collection. And so you're trying to win cards to complete sweaters. And then when you complete the sweaters, you're trying to match certain color patterns that you have on gold cards and stuff. So you get the most points. Yeah, it's really fun.
It's really fun. It's tricky. Tricky, get it?
The trick-taking is a part of the game, but I will say the set collection is a bigger part of the game.
Much bigger, yeah.
You don't always necessarily even need to win the trick to get the card that you want. So you're kind of balancing when to play really good cards versus maybe just play whatever.
Yeah. I think sometimes you don't even want to win the trick too. You're just, which I mean, I guess is true.
But what is important is that sometimes you want to play a certain card because you want to win that card on the next trick. And the cards that you play become part of the pot, right?
Which is so interesting.
So that's very interesting.
Yeah. And it's super cute. It's, I mean, obviously Christmas Sweater is Christmas themed, but it also, I think, is one that could be played through this, like, winter past Christmas. It doesn't kind of, you're building sweaters more than, there's no Christmas tree in the center. There's no Santa type thing.
But it's thematic.
It is thematic,
It's thematic, so.
Yeah. Love it. Our number 4 is a game called Christmas Tree. This has the most annoying cards to shuffle in the history of cards. They're
It really
diamond
does.
shaped. They're brutal, but it is still so good. Again, you've got, your board is a Christmas tree shape, and you are drafting cards and playing them to your board to try to complete lights. So the lights are on like the edge of the diamond, and you put together and you create like a whole light, and you're trying to make certain groupings and certain patterns to achieve certain, goals, which of course, I mean, that's pretty standard, but I find this puzzle really satisfying, really interesting, and super thematic because, again, you're building out your Christmas tree. And there's things like you want to get a card with cookies on it or gingerbread men, which may not fulfill your ornaments, but will give you like another special thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking with most Christmas games, they're not as good as regular games, and there's not as many of them. But I think this one pairs up pretty well, or stands up pretty well.
I think it does. In fact, so that I was thinking about that. So this is from 2017. This is one of the first Christmas games we got, aside from that awful game you had, which I can't remember what, maybe Santa's Bag.
It wasn't mine. We got it together.
Okay. I thought you brought
Trying to make it like it was my fault.
Well, you had some of the older games like from before,
We got that together.
Okay.
So whatever.
Okay. I wasn't blaming you. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So we didn't have any good Christmas games, and we love Christmas theme, obviously. And so this is one of the first ones we got. We sought it out. It was a little bit hard to get when we got it. And it was, I think, kind of pricey, but we just had to have it. And it really measures up. This is one of the first games where they said, okay, we're going to take the Christmas theme and we're going to actually put it into a gamer's game, into something that any gamer would be happy to have at the table. And it really holds up. This is still one of our, obviously, our number 4 in our top 15 Christmas games.
Yeah, really good one. Number 3 is a game we just got this year, and we've already played it twice, and really enjoyed it. It's really high because it's very thematic, and we love to watch our Christmas movies. And this is just a simple little game where you try to collect cards based on what you see in the movie. So it's like if you've ever played Cow, Tiger, Santa Claus on a road trip, like I've seen that. You have a card and it tells you have to, when you see something, you claim it, right? It's the same idea. You're watching a movie and maybe you have a fireplace card and the fireplace comes on and you can claim the fireplace card and you get points. And that's that simple. It's called Christmas Movie Magic. Probably should mention the title. And we even implemented it in a spreadsheet to play while we watch movies because our setup's not... it's just not conducive to playing with the cards directly, but you can play with the cards directly as well.
Yeah, I think one of the most fun things about this is you can, you have your 3 cards in your hand and only you can see them, but you can discard those to get another card. And sometimes you'll have something like tinsel. There's no tinsel anywhere anymore, people. Let me just tell you this. Like tinsel.
That's a hard one to get.
Tinsel's super hard. As soon as I get tinsel in my hand, I'm getting rid of that baby, right? When you discard a card, it would go on the table in between the two of you, or in our case, we have a spreadsheet that shows them. So then it's up for anybody to claim. And that's where it gets fun because you'll be, I see chocolate or I see a wrapped present, and you're like stumbling over each other to get to it. And it's just fun. We just have so much fun with this. I am loving this game right now. This is, I think, going to be a real staple of our Christmas season moving forward.
Yeah, I do. The only negative we've had is like we've debated like, does that count as a struggling business owner?
That debate raged for like 20 minutes.
He had no customers. He was a struggling business owner. Anyway.
But it wasn't the trope.
So obviously you just play it and try to be permissive about like, yeah, if it's close, it counts. You know, that kind of thing. But it's really fun. And for the most part, most things are pretty obvious whether they qualify or not. So
yeah, and we've been playing it mostly with our Christmas rom-coms. We haven't done it with like a full-out Christmas movie like Elf or something like that, which is going to be a battle royale. I think we'll be through the whole deck in like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
And then go through it again. But yeah, so that's Christmas movie magic. Our number 3.
Yes. Well, our number 2 is it's sort of a one-off. It's a 24 off, and that is the Exit Advent calendars. And so I think we're on our 3rd or 4th year of it right now. Well, all right, technically
we bought last year's calendar. We've been doing it in November because we were moving last December, so we didn't do last year's calendar. So we have last year's calendar to do in November and this year's calendar to do in December.
And it is so much fun. Every day there is a little mystery, a little exit puzzle game. And so, you know, you open your door for that day and you get your cards and then you have to solve it. And sometimes it uses, you know, things on the box, or sometimes it uses things in the rule instruction book. Make sure you look at the back of the page because sometimes that's what you need. And it is just so much fun. We play it, like Jane said, we're doing last year's this year, but it's become a staple of what we do in December, every day, where we do our exit game puzzle. Even when you were super, super sick, we were still doing this. That was one of the few things we did that year to celebrate. So we love our exit game, exit Advent calendar game. You still have time to go get yours for December. Even if you start a couple days late, do it. Do it.
Exit the game Advent calendar.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So,
word salad.
Yep. All right, our number 1 game is our favorite. Now, we'll talk about it. But Santa's Workshop, which is a worker placement game. You have elves, you have a little worker placement board, and you play your elves around the board. Really, really fun. It's probably, to us, it's the best Christmas game because it's super thematic, and it's just, we like worker placement a lot too, so that helps.
Yeah, we do. I know there was just a new version of this that came out.
Yeah, I believe Elf Creek Games came out with a new version, so maybe it's available from them. The new version simplifies the game a little bit, and I believe they were talking about doing an expansion to reintroduce some of the components from the old version, because the original version had things like, I believe they removed like the plastic option for the toys or something. They removed something that was kind of very instrumental in the big game, original game. We have the original, so that's when we talk about this game, we are talking about the original. We haven't played the streamlined Elf Creek version, but that's probably fine as well.
We're like, you made it less complicated? No. How about we get an expansion to make it more complicated?
Then we're talking.
Yeah, this is so much fun.
Yep.
It's so thematic. The art is adorable. You're playing elves. You're making toys. You're upskilling your elves. They get to go to school. Mm-hmm. You're filling Santa's bag with wish list toys. It just, it's so good. It's so Christmas.
Yeah. So that's our number 1. That's our top 15 Christmas games. What Christmas games did we miss? What have you played that we missed?
Yeah, I'd be super interested to hear if there's any expansions or promos that kind of really are super thematic and change a game and make it feel Christmassy. Let us know. We're always looking for more. We are ready for all the Christmas fun. Bring it. And
in January, we'll be back to our usual 3-theme thing for our theme video.
So let us know, Jimmy.
Yeah, please do. Yes, he had good ideas for December. We kind of threw them out, but I'm sorry.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Such good ideas, but it's so creative. So anyway, I guess that's it. So let us know what you think in the comments below, and have a good holiday season. Take care of yourselves, and
we'll see you in the new year.
Yep. Remember, every day that you game
is a holiday.
All right. Bye, everyone.